Early childhood education, I think, has got to be significantly expanded all across the country.
Our children desperately deserve it. I feel a huge sense of urgency. We need to get better. We need to get better now. And when we do a great job, we open up this world of opportunity for our children. When we don't do it, I actually think we as educators, we perpetuate poverty and we perpetuate social failure.
New times require new remedies. Our approach to early and continued education is the key to helping millions of poor children become more stable in the new 21st century. In 2009, Robert Toporek, president of Team Children and a longtime advocate for the work of the institutes, found an educational organization that wanted to incorporate the work of the institutes into their preschool. Aspira of Pennsylvania wanted this as a foundation for completely transforming the education of low-income Hispanic children living in North Philadelphia, where the largest amount of failing schools prevails. Robert began going to the school, oftentimes 2 to 3 times a week, to ensure the continued successful implementation of the material. The results have been amazing.
Ask my son about anything. He's 3 years old. He's able to talk to you about plants or flowers or birds and associate them with a lot of animals that we see around, especially in our backyard.
The word has gone around by parents to other parents who have children in other classrooms, and I got requests that their children can be in these classrooms because of how much learning or the different style of learning that's happening in the classroom.
Eastern New. For you, I want it.
Pronoun. So if I said he should turn around. What pronoun did I use? What pronoun did I use? He. What noun could I have used? Stefan.
Can you tell me the time?
12.
The hour is 12 and the minutes?
30.
30. If I'm gonna read my time, what time it is?
12:30.
Good job, Fabio.
I guess the value of this approach is that they're introduced to a lot of different topics that they may have otherwise never learned about or never heard about.
We did amphibians, polygons, insects 2, and insects 1, world leaders, flowers, land vehicles.
Do you guys know the names of everybody in the classroom?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Let's see.
Like Emily, Serenity.
In the first year, the program worked with 2 classrooms in Pasos Preschool, and it easily grew to 11 classrooms the following year.
Cello,
Guitar.
trombone.
They're excited to learn, and any way that you can get a child excited about learning is great.
Maria.
Who composed it? What year was it composed?
25.
And what year was it published?
26.
And how old was he?
28.
What instruments?
She just, it's like she's reading. She looks at the word, she associates the word with the actual insect, animal, and on a day-to-day basis, she looks at the dollar bills, at the $5 bills, and she associates the presidents with the dollar bills, which is remarkable, it's phenomenal.
We've tried it. We can prove that it works. It will work. It'll work better next year.
Now we are implementing the project in 3 different schools of the Aspira network. We are working with 30 classrooms, which consist of 18 preschool classrooms 8 kindergarten classrooms, and 4 first-grade classrooms.
So with this program that we're implementing inside our classroom, we are improving the education, the early child education in the community and in the city, which is definitely needed because unfortunately there are some kids that come to the school who do not know, that don't know anything. They aren't exposed to anything. They're not stimulated at home, which is really sad. So here we're able to do that.
Now I can actually give them bigger vocabulary with the bits, and when I'm reading a book, they're like, oh, Miss Morel, that word, and they're able to use it. So I like a lot of the word bits. It's more what's worked for me as a Spanish teacher.
I like that the kids are excited about it, especially the picture bits. They like to, call out the names, and I have to stop and read them. They always are curious on what the animal eats. So I like that they're interested in it, and it's not something that's forced.
Now, introduction, pronoun, adverb, adjective, pronoun, authority.
What is it?
Chakasky.
Who?
Chakasky. Medicine.
Louis. Elias. Noel. Marco. Abiel, right. Angelo.
500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000.
Now we're going to come by. Let's go. 1,000.
2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
Tell me about this picture, Victor. What is it?
It's 3 musicians and Pablo Picasso.
What happened with Pablo Picasso did?
He made 3 musicians.
Was the paint of 3 musicians?
And parents, and especially parents, are extremely happy and impressed with what they're seeing. Well, I've heard things between, for example, one of my students has a brother who's in 1st grade, and the dad almost feels bad when he's doing homework with them because the kindergartner is outshining the 1st grader.
Just how wonderful they are. They're very bright. They've been learning a lot. A lot of parents have been telling me stuff that they've been saying at home, and a lot of it has to do with the bits.
They definitely identify their names. I had a parent during a parent-teacher conference. She said, do you go over the names with them? Because when I send the snack schedule home, she's like, he was reading all the names of all the children, the first and last names. I said, oh yeah, we do that. Big flashcards, and I was telling her about it. So, the kids bring it home, and that's kind of exciting to hear from a parent.
It has really worked. Juliana is learning. She comes home. The concepts of what she's learning is there. She's excited about what she's learning. She's excited about coming to school, and that's what we want. That's what we want for our daughter.
In January 2011, after Alfredo, Robert, and Janet met at the institutes, they decided to take one of the kindergarten classrooms at Pantoja that had children from Pasos who had been in the program for the 2 previous years and to turn it into an example of what would be possible using the full Institute's model. Kathy Myers and Robert worked almost every day with Ms. Perez to transform how she was teaching. Robert provided the word cards and picture cards, his friend Frank Zadlow donated a brachiation ladder, and Robert provided the carpeting to begin creeping and crawling. Creeping and crawling has now begun to spread to all the classrooms in the school. The results in Ms. Perez's class so far have been remarkable.
Okay, so the kids that I have are the pilot kids. They started doing the BITS program at Pasos. And, when they first came in the school year, I noticed that they had been reading the days of the week. They were able to pick out certain words. That was the main thing I was able to see from them.
Me. My.
Let's see how you do now.
Can. Where. Can. Look.
However, now as the year's been progressing, and I've been really giving my all, I've been understanding the program and been creating materials, their growth is tremendous, and compared to other kindergarten classes I taught, this is my 3rd year teaching, they're doing so much more than my other kids. They are wanting to know so much more. So I have to be ready to, be willing, if I don't know that answer, to look up, find the answer and give it to them the next day because they want to know. So they're questioning, and where they go with their thinking is so much farther than any other class that I've ever. Even when I taught 1st grade, I don't think they were thinking like they are.
Excellent. Wonderful. Common vampire cat. Tony got that. Excellent job, Tony. He was the only one who said that. Tony was the only one who said that.
With the brachiating and the creeping and crawling, I notice has helped them out. I would say out of my 6 students that were mirror writing, that means they're writing their words backwards, now only 4 of them have stopped doing that. 2 are still, mirror writing. However, their handwriting has improved. And that's not just within those 6 students. Across the board, their handwriting is much neater. So I'm assuming it's from, maybe the convergence, maybe with their, their fine motor skills are getting better from grabbing the rungs. So not only has it improved handwriting, I noticed, like I said, they've jumped at least 2 levels with reading. So I think that has to do with, how they're seeing these words on the paper. I think that their vision is improving, the convergence is improving. And also behavior. Like I have a few students who are very hyperactive and move around a lot. I think they're still listening, but a lot of times they're not sitting still and watching what I'm doing. And I think that I notice that when they're outside brachiating and creeping and crawling, they're able to focus more when they come back in the room. So that's a big help. Report cards have been completed, so I can really see all the numbers and see how they moved since last semester. And I see growth in every single one of these children. I would say they moved at least 2 levels each.
21 plus 25.
42, 46,
46, give me 5. Oh, man.
They're writing, describing things so nicely, and I think because we're parts of speech, we're really, and for showing them those adjectives, what they mean. So I switch them up. I'm constantly giving them new ones. They're using them in their writing.
It is blank outside. I think birds are interesting because ...
Robert has been passionate, persistent, patient, and even at sometimes a pain in continuing to strive for his vision of having the Institute's work, knowledge, and materials available to every child and school in this city, across the state, over the country, and throughout the world. The challenges of this project, however, are the limited amount of time, money, and personnel that can be devoted to helping this vision grow.
Hello, I'm Riddhi Patel. I go to Matacton High School. I'm a freshman in high school, and we are doing our senior project here at Team Children. It's a great non-profit organization, and we work here trying to help the children, the preschool kids who are trying to learn new stuff by making bits of information and using flashcards like butterfly, flowers.
Initially, it was for a graduation project, but now since we've completed that, we're coming back because we really like it and we see that it's making a really big difference.
They are masterpieces. Mona Lisa, the Hubby family,
Aristotle's
companion, a bus of Homer, Medida Polisi.
What is it?
Dream
Dream Station by
Pablo Picasso. Violet Lane Little
Land. This one.
Last one.
Land.
Wait, safety box.
stink bug.
Robert's intention is to train and develop a team of people who want to take the lead in this project. Extra funding will enable us to expand this project to hundreds of Aspira children in the region and to the thousands of children yet to be reached. Your support is crucial to our continued expansion and implementation so that we can continue to lead the way for a new revolution of early childhood education for all families and children.
I'd like to say that I've seen a lot of things that I did not believe were possible at this young of age in a large group. I worked with my own children in small groups, 1 child, 2 children, 4 together, and worked with them on similar types of things. Didn't think this was possible in the inner city in Philadelphia in groups of 20 students. I've seen, even just recently, well, as the years progressed, I've seen more. And it's been exciting to see all the possibilities. Children learning Chinese, children who are learning sight words. We had trouble with kindergarten kids learning sight words. I just saw a teacher do 3 different groups of sight words with kids today, and they were able to name all the sight words to identify them. So I've seen a lot of exciting things that, again, didn't seem possible and yet have become a reality.